Good morning. You guys like the Tesla? Tesla's pretty cool. Elon Musk is one of my favorite thought leaders for sure. Thank you if you just added me on Snap. Thank you for tuning in on this Sunday morning. Thank you for supporting me and loving me unconditionally through my faults and downfalls, right? Good morning, I am wonderful. And I'm going to attribute it to some new developments and some really good habits. Shafin, good morning. First of all, I haven't been on since the Paris attack, and so my heart goes out to all those people. Prayers for them. How tragic that is. Some of the things that I've seen and read, it's unbelievable, and I can't even imagine what they're going through. So my prayers to them right now. With that in mind, before I get into this happiness piece, I just want you to think about something. As these terrorist attacks continue to happen, and I've said it in some of the social media platforms in written format, but if you look at what's gone on previous to the internet, previous to video, previous to social media, terrorism continues to evolve with media. And I know that they want to push their beliefs on the rest of the world. I understand that. But we give them meaning. The power of our attention continues to fuel that fire. I'm telling you. Right? We all want attention. We've all wanted attention since the moment we were born, and we've done it in various ways. Some people do it in such a way that makes a positive impact on the world. Other people do it in such a manner that negatively impacts the world and hurts people. At the end of the day, it's about attention. And the more attention that someone gets, for positive or negative, continues to do those things because it increases the amount of attention that they get. The media, social media, just be mindful of what's going on. You can't change it. I can't change it. What we can control is the amount of attention that we give these things. Just some food for thought. Now, I want to talk about happiness. They may, Bill. They may. But I'll tell you what. Can you do anything else right now other than being aware for your own family? Is there anything else that you can do right here, right now, other than potentially not giving it the power of your attention? Potentially, if we go dark, right? Does the hunger that they have, does that start to diminish a little bit? Because they're not on the front page of every media channel, and they're not creating the most trending hashtags in the world, and they're not causing everybody to change their Facebook profiles to the London, to that flag. They did this. Think about that. There's nothing you and I can do right now, right? There's nothing we can do. There's nothing wrong with worldwide support. But that's what they want. They want attention. They want the attention that we're giving them. They want to know that we're afraid. Now I want to talk about happiness. How many of you think happiness is not a choice? How many of you happiness is your choice, just like it's my choice? And for those of you who don't think it's a choice or don't think right now, based on life circumstances, that it is a choice for you, whose choice is it? Whose choice is it? Is it your friend's choice? Is it your mother's choice? Is your happiness, are you putting your happiness into the hands of stuff and relationships? Or are you taking control of your own happiness? See, what happens is, and I'll give you a good example. Something happens in our life that causes us to be unhappy or frustrated. And I'll give you a good example. You're in school, college, whatever, and you fail a test. And you become unhappy about that. But do you realize that you've already failed the test? What you're saying is that you're not accepting what is, and what is causing you to be unhappy. You can't change what is. You can continue to resist it, and that causes it to persist. And then your mind takes control. And that causes unhappiness. And so you do have the choice to be happy. Just like you have the choice to be unhappy. So for those of you who don't think it's your choice and are unhappy, whose choice is that? Hopefully Dave Gahan is really good looking. I'm just kidding. I don't even know who that is. So, if happiness is a choice, why the hell do we continue to try to qualify it? Why are you setting conditions in your life in order to be happy? We're all going to die. I read something today that I want to share with you. Okay? I want to put something in perspective for you. I'm going to read it really quick. Do you realize that what you're doing at any moment is something that someone else was doing when they died? Saw that today. Every time you get into the car, every time you walk across the street, every time you eat something, it could be the last thing you do. So are you going to experience life, or are you going to fight with it? Because I guarantee, if you had a week to live, things would be very different. Things would be very, very different. So, we know that things are going to happen, right? Tragedy is going to happen. People are going to die in your life. Relationships are going to come and go. So the question is do you want to be happy irregardless of those things? If you know they're going to happen, and then they do happen, you have to learn to accept what is. I want you to think about this. You're floating, you are spinning on a planet that is spinning in the universe, that goes on forever. Right? Someone cuts you off. The person at the coffee shop doesn't smile back at you. And we get bent out of shape for those things. Just some things to think about. You see, we've created a model for ourselves that places conditions on our life. And when those conditions aren't being met, it attacks our model, it attacks what we think is our life, and we become unhappy. Happiness is your choice. It's only your choice. And I was just going there, that's awesome. One thing that you're grateful for, you're welcome, Scout. One thing, I want you to type it in that you're grateful for, and I want you to dig really, really deep here, right? I want you to dig really, really deep. One thing you're happy for. One thing you're grateful for. Love it. I love it. So think about those things today. Think about all the things you're grateful for. And you know, a lot of people don't like to think about death. I read a chapter today about death because they feel like death is morbid. But I'll tell you what, wise people think about death every single day. Because in order to truly live, I believe you have to think about death. We all are born and we all die. And if you think about what would happen during that last week of life, how you would live that last week, think about how you would treat the person across from you if you knew that that was the last conversation you'd ever have. How would that conversation be different? How would you listen? How would you feel? So there's a lot that we can learn from the thought of death. And if you are truly fulfilled, then death shouldn't be scary. Right? If you live each moment as it's your last, then why be scared about death? Time for me to go get a workout in. I got legs today. How many of you are training today? Type in 1. I'm just curious. Ooh. They're doing yoga here. Legs with Chip. No, I'm doing legs by myself. Legs by myself. Hit max at home. I love it. Cool. Rest days are good too. All right. So just some perspective for you. That's all. These are my opinions. This is the way that I live. So it doesn't mean that you have to live this way. It doesn't mean that you have to think the way that I think. This is just some perspective for you. Right? I'm not sure, Jermaine, that I can answer that question right now. I don't think I have the answer for you today on how I would define happiness. I think truly experiencing life and living it to the fullest, creating a legacy that you can leave long after you die, I think for me, that's what I yearn for. But I think happiness can mean a bunch of different things. I don't think there's a definition. I think we have our own definitions. And I'll tell you, the last few days I feel like I've been experienced or exposed to just another level of self-awareness. I journal every day now, every morning. I get up and I spend time just thinking and being grateful. And it's really been very uplifting and positive for me. So what am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm certainly grateful for each and every one of you, that you give me a little bit of time every single day. I'm grateful that I'm in good health, because oftentimes our health only becomes valuable once we begin to lose it. And I pray that I can get that message across to the rest of the world so that they can take action in the now to create better health in the future. So yeah, the family, the kids, that goes without saying. So yeah, we're absolutely good. Why wouldn't we be good, Bill? So those are the things, I'm grateful that I have a self-awareness that I never had, that allows me to experience things, that allows me to be in control of my thoughts as much as possible. So this mindset piece is something that I didn't realize 6 months ago. I didn't realize the importance of it. And I still, I want everybody to be on these scopes because it's more important than I believe anything. And so if I answered every single one of your posts, Bill, the scope would be about Bill and his posts and not about happiness. So yeah, for me, it's It's how can I continue to grow and lead by example? My kids, my family, you. How can I teach that change is okay? How can I teach and become a better communicator so that people aren't afraid to go out and fail? So people aren't afraid to go out and experience life. That's what I'm after. That's what I'm after. So, all of you take care. Time for some leg day. And I will be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to talk tomorrow morning. I'm going to talk about death. So, if that scares you, you probably want to tune in. Because it scared me, and I shouldn't say I don't think, it doesn't scare me like it once did. Certainly I don't want to die. But we're all going to do it. And if we're all going to do it, then from the time we're born until the time we die becomes very, very critical and important. So, Shafin, have a good day. Chrissy, Jermaine, Bill, have great and amazing days. Talk to you soon. Bye.